CTV Morning Live on location.
Well, fall is quickly approaching, and that's the perfect time to get your home ready for those harsh winter months we experience here in Calgary. To tell me more about how we can prep for the season, I'm joined now by York Scarlett. He is a certified home inspector with ATCO Energy. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. Yes, fall is coming. We got to talk about those best measures when the weather is nice to keep our home in tip-top shape for winter. What would you suggest?
Oh, there's a few things that you can look at for the exterior of your house. Things like here you can see there's lots of trees around. So you want to make sure that there aren't branches maybe rubbing on the roof or big branches overhanging your roof because you get a heavy snowfall. You don't want to have that branch falling into your house. So good to keep things just trimmed up, ready before the winter hits. And then other things too, like you can check up on your roof in case, some of the storms that we've had, you could be missing some shingles, there could be some damage up there. Get that fixed before the snow comes in because you can't really do repairs on a snow-covered roof. So different things like that are great things to look for, and making sure that your gutters are cleaned. So when the snow melts and freezes, it's draining away from the house. And make sure that all of your downspouts are also down so that the water does drain away from the house and it doesn't pool up beside the foundation, and then you could possibly have basement leaks after that.
What about when it comes to our sprinklers and hoses out there? What should we be mindful of with those?
Yeah, if you have an underground system, then you definitely want to get that blown out so that you don't have water in there that can freeze and break the pipes underground. And then also too, just for your exterior taps, you want to make sure that the hoses are taken off. Don't leave them hooked up there all winter long, like some people do. And on the inside, there's usually a way that you can drain the water going to the tap so that you don't have any issues with it freezing and bursting the pipe, and then again could have a flood in the basement.
And ATCO Energy can help with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, definitely. We've got our certified plumbers, we've got our roofers that can do inspections, we've got our arborists that can trim down all the trees and make everything look good and safe for you for the winter.
And coming up in the show, we're going to head inside for more on that fall home prep. Stay with us, but if you want more information right now, be sure to check out ATCO Energy's website.
CTV Morning Live on location.
Well, the furnace room is the heart of the household in the winter season, and fall is a great time to get that furnace prepped for those colder winter months. To tell me more about some furnace prep, I'm joined once again by ATCO Energy's certified home inspector, York Scarlett, this morning. Good morning, York.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. We're focusing on the fall season here and getting prepped for winter. What do we need to be mindful of when it comes to the furnace?
Well, one thing that is always a good thing to do in fall time is to get your furnace tuned up. Just to get it checked out by a professional, make sure it's running properly, it's running efficiently. Last thing you want is when it's those minus 30, 40 days to, have the furnace break down, and then who knows how long you're waiting for because everyone else is having those issues. So it's always good to get that done. Along with that, you can get the ducts and your dryer vent cleaned. So just get the whole furnace system cleaned up. The air will be a lot cleaner in your house for the winter time when it's blowing all the warm air around your house. And then also too, every few months you should always check your furnace filter, make sure that it's clean, it's filtering out all of the dirt floating around. And depending where you live, could be every 3 months, every 6 months, just depending how fast it gets dirty. And it's a cheap way to keep the air clean in your house. One other thing that you can think about too is the hot water tank.
Right.
Where it's always good to flush your hot water tank once a year because with the hardness of the water we have, there's minerals, there's deposits, there's calcium buildup, all that. So we want to have that drained. If you're not comfortable doing it yourself, you can get a plumber to come and do it for you, and that's where we can help you out with that. So that, again, it just keeps everything running properly and the most efficiently.
Yeah, you touched upon it there. ATCO Energy can really just help you out with some of these tasks, especially if they seem daunting to you.
Yeah, some people are more comfortable than others in their utility room. Some people, don't really have an idea of how to drain a hot water tank or, things like doing maintenance or tune-ups on your furnace. Most people can't do that. There's like so many digital components and the motherboards and all that sort of thing. So it's definitely best to leave that to a professional. But anything that you don't want to do, we can usually set you up for.
Perfect. Thanks so much, York. And again, if you want more information, you can just head over to ATCO Energy's website.
CTV Morning Live, on location.
The fall season is quickly approaching, which means those chillier winter months are not far behind. And we know here in Calgary in the winter, those bills can really fluctuate. To tell me more about some great tips to be mindful of when it comes to our home energy, I'm joined now by Crystal Murray with ATCO Energy. Good morning, Crystal.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Happy to be here. Maybe just tell me first those differences between the variable rate and a fixed rate when it comes to our energy bill.
Absolutely. So a variable rate moves with the market, right? It's going to change every single month. So a variable rate is a great option if maybe you got a bit more wiggle room in your budget. You're one of those people that keeps an eye on what's happening in the market conditions. If you're looking for more reliability, more consistency on your bill, no surprises, a guaranteed rate is probably a better option for you.
I imagine too, again, that fixed rate might be helpful for some people during those months where we see a lot of temperature fluctuations.
Definitely, right? And it's for a set amount of time, right? Typically it's between 1 and 5 years. That would be the term of your agreement for a guaranteed rate. So it's really about kind of like your mortgage, right? These things, are you looking for a longer term commitment from your retailer? These are the things to think about as the seasons change when you're looking at your energy bill.
Something else to think about as well is bundling services. What is the benefit with that?
So a lot of retailers will offer a better rate when you bundle your electricity and natural gas services. And there's also just this great convenience of having a single bill, right? One-stop shop.
Excellent. And then lastly, Crystal, why should we consider an ATCO Energy home energy audit?
There's so much in our homes that, if you think about you had like a little space heater, say, using, 1.5 kilowatts, that's, for 4 or 5 hours a day over the course of the month, you're looking at almost $30 a month for like one little space heater. Looking at your incandescent bulbs, making sure there's weather stripping if you've got older windows, making sure that your furnace is tuned up and ready for the winter months, all really important and will have a huge impact on your energy bill.
Lots of great advice here. Thanks so much, Crystal. And of course, if you want more information, just be sure to head on over to ATCO Energy's website.
CTV Morning Live, on location.
All morning, we've been learning about how to get our homes ready in the fall for the colder winter season. And I've been spending time chatting with York Scarlett and Crystal Murray with ATCO Energy. They both joined me now. And now we're going to focus on the power of that home energy audit. And York, I'll bring it over to you. Just what is this audit?
Home energy audit is a technical audit where the people go through your house to see everything as far as like your windows and doors, the insulation you have in your walls and attic, right down to like the how efficient is your furnace, your hot water tank, your appliances that you use in the house. And so they can go through and determine ways that you can save energy or you can become more energy efficient by making some changes to your house.
Excellent. And Crystal, when we do these audits, what are the common issues we find in the home?
Typically, we find things like, incandescent bulbs, which have a far diminished lifespan than your typical LED bulb, which has a 90% improvement on efficiency, right? Those incandescent bulbs, you're losing so much to heat, and then you're heating up your space. You're taxing your HVAC system even more. Making sure you've got that high efficiency furnace will cut down on those gigajoules you're using, and they're going to show up on your energy bill. It has a huge impact over time when you're investing back in your home, making sure you've got the most efficient appliances, Energy Star appliances, and they're just going to give you all the details of how to get your home ready for fall and save you money on your energy bill.
And of course, after we've done the audit, what comes next, York?
After the audit is done, then you can go through what they found and think about things like maybe my windows and doors are pretty old. I can upgrade to a double pane or triple pane. Maybe I need to add some insulation into my attic because with those cold winters that we have, lots of times, especially in older houses, it doesn't have adequate insulation in there. And that's basically what's holding the heat in your house. So if it's not enough, you're going to be losing a lot of heat going up through the attic. So you can look at all those things. Maybe if your furnace is really old and starting to give you problems, upgrade to a high efficiency furnace. So that's going to make your house a lot more efficient. So there's a number of things that you can do to figure out how to reduce the amount of electricity or heat that you lose in your house.
And of course, just with the last bit of time here, Crystal, once we've done all these improvements that ATCO Energy can help you with, what are the long-term benefits?
I mean, over time, with a high efficiency furnace, with windows, and if they're not upgraded to like low E, as long as there's weather stripping, you're going to see those decreases in kilowatt hours and in gigajoule consumption over time on your energy bill, and that's dollars and cents back in your pocket.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, you two, for all your help this morning. Lots of great advice here. For more information, be sure to check out atcoenergy.com.